How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the For G.O.A.T Podcast. This is your boy Papi Wolf, and we're gonna be talking about something that I feel like it should be talked about. It's past events. For those who don't know, like, the reason why this episode's coming out on Monday is because I was in LA since Thursday, and I was having fun with friends, and a lot happened that has warranted my topic for this week, which is understanding point of views from other people, understanding how, not assuming everyone carries the same mindset or carries the same set of ideals that one person does, along with just the shoulders that, like, people have to, not shoulders, the word I'm looking for is being responsible in situations that require you to be more responsible than others, is what I was trying to say. I just couldn't say it in a way that made more direct sense, but I feel like this is broad enough to where I can talk about it, and then you guys can kind of get the idea of what I mean. But so yeah, let me explain where I've been. I was in LA, my buddy's birthday. I decided to go. There's a couple of reasons to go. I wanted to see my homie. I was gonna meet the new homegirl. I wanted a vacation. Like, everything lined up so perfectly, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do myself a favor. I'm gonna drive down to LA, have a good time, and just live life for like 4 or 5 days without work. And it was fun. I loved it. I love visiting. I love getting a chance to visit when I can, having those like weekends where we just, the fuckery is real, and then we're like, all right, well, time to come back to my regular life. But during the party, there was required of me to be more responsible, and a lot of people would be thinking, whoa, what do you mean more responsible? And I think there's certain situations that require us, as like anybody, to just take up the arms and understand there's certain things that we shouldn't do. One of them is in the aspect of where, like, we just talked about the whole David Dobrik stuff like 2 episodes ago. We talked about how predatory and taking advantage of someone in a dynamic where you have more power than they do is dangerous. And I think that these moments are more apparent, and they're more they show themselves more in situations kind of like at a party or stuff like this. And I think this was really real when, like, the homegirl who was she was a friend of my buddy's friend, and she was just plastered, and like she was bad, and she was very suggestive and open to like certain things. There was moments where it even seemed like she was like, oh, well, are we gonna do something? And I was just like, no, like, this is gross, this is disgusting. Like, this is like, and not to make it sound so prude, it's too easy. This isn't what I like. I don't like you to be like fucked up. Like, what the hell? Like, you're not even really there. You probably just thinking, oh, this is a good time, whatever. But there's no real what I'm saying? There's no realness to it. There's no real passion. It's just disgusting. It's just easy. It's just like, in a sense, it's like being like a maimed animal. I'd rather be the hunter. I'd rather be the person who goes for the girl who's like sober, hard to get, or like she's just very mean, then go for a girl who's drunk and people are like, oh, she's so easy, bro, she'll let anyone hit. Like, it's not the point. The point is, like, the girl's drunk. Like, I don't want that. Like, and I think so I did what any responsible person would do, honestly. I like, her friend was like, hey, I don't want to go with her to her house because I really just don't want to put up with her. And I was, at the time, me and her friend were just already clicking, and we're all hanging out. And I was like, fuck, like, I don't know this person. I don't feel like I'm the best person who should go. And she was like, please, can you go? And I was like, you know what, let's go. This girl tried to make moves on me in the car, and while the Uber driver told me, first off, shout out to this Uber driver in LA, bro. He straight out said, look, if you come with me to drop her off, I will let you come back for free. I'll drive you back here for free. And I was like, okay, like, this sweetens the deal. That means I don't have to drive. I don't have to be the one driving, getting directions from her. I don't have to do anything. I just have to go in the car and make sure she gets home safe, then come back. And this was difficult, man. This is like, it's hard dealing with drunk people as it is, and it's harder when they try to like come at you in a way where you're like, I wish you were sober when you're doing this, because then something else could happen. But like you feel this kind of like, this doesn't feel right, this isn't good. Like, and I'm happy that like a couple of people I met at the party, like really, well, look, I'll get to what they said about me, because they really were kind of, they praised me a lot that night for what I did. And for me, this was just being normal, and they praised me like I was, like some gentleman, when I really was just doing the normal proper thing. But I'll get into that right now. I'll get into that when I get to it. But yeah, so I go with the Uber driver to drop the girl off, and we get there, we drop her off, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, like the easy part's done, let me just drop her off her house. And this is where I knew like this was gonna be more difficult, is when I'm taking her there, and I have to keep reassuring her. Like, she's like, wait, what happened to the party? Are we gonna go back to the party? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go back to the party right now. And like I have to keep like playing like babysitter, playing mama. And that's what really, I guess that's why I don't like, to me, this whole situation is just a huge like, no, like this is gross. It's because I feel like I'm taking care of my child in a sense. It sounds weird, right? But it's the truth. And like I feel this motherly, like this motherly energy just taking me over. Like, no, like as much as I'm I wouldn't say I'm a savage, I wouldn't say I'm a mongrel, but I have morals. There's certain things that I don't want to do, and there's certain like credos that like I keep to myself. And one of them is like, I don't like drunk girls. And I think it's the motherly figure in me. Like, I know there's some guys who are like, nah, bro, I'll get when the gooding's good, like some Dom or David Dobrik like shenanigans, where I'm like, ew, no, that's not me. To me, that's just fucking, that's predatory. That's like, literally, that's like beyond old, like opportunist. That's like, you're just literally a predator. You're waiting for someone to be weak, and then you want to take advantage of them. But I digress. So I help her get to her house, and then she has having trouble clocking in the number pad to open the apartment door. And I was like, oh no, I'm not taking her back. Like, you have to know this. What is it? And she does it again, and she gets it right. I'm like, good. Now I'm full mom. I'm full mama bear now. Like, I have to like trick her. I have to like make her believe like, okay, we're like, when we go home, we're gonna come back to the party. That's like the lie I kind of have to tell her. And so after this, I'm like, all right, okay, we did that, perfect. I got her there. Let me just, and she's like, oh wait, I don't know where my keys are. And I'm like, fuck. She needs to get the keys to her apartment door. So now I'm helping her look. I look through her purse. I find them, because she said, I looked through them, I can't find them. I find them, and I open the door, and I take her in the house, and she's falling all over the place, guys. It's just really, really bad. I feel so bad, because I'm like, dude, like, you were this drunk at a party that you had no idea. Like, you only knew one person. Like, imagine this was different people. Like, thank God the people at the house and everybody who lives in that area are very respectable. They're very, like, to them, like, this isn't stuff that we do. We don't like take advantage of women. Like, we're very I would like to say we're very normal. We don't do this shit. This shit isn't like, we're not opportunists that way. And so it's funny how, like, to me, I'm thinking, what part of your brain thinks it's okay to get this drunk at some stranger's house? What part of your brain? That's what I'm thinking, because I'm like, I feel comfortable here, and I'm still like making sure I don't get too fucked up, because I want to be able to respect the pad. You're out here fucking pulling some shenanigans. Like, dude, like, girl, you're brave, because if this was anybody else, like, they probably would have taken advantage of you. Like, and she's a very good looking woman too, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, like, it worries me. That's what it does. That's what it really like hit me and made me like buckle down on making sure she was safe, was the fact that I was like worried. I was like, dude, you know what, like, if this was anybody else, they probably would have made a move. They probably would have like tried something. Like, thank God, like, this was me. This is me doing this. This is me making sure that you don't fucking get SA'd by some like creeps that like maybe she wanted to go to a party somewhere else, and like, what I'm saying, like, I'm just happy, like, if someone had to be responsible, I'm happy it was me. I'm happy it was someone who was able to like be mama, what I'm saying. And so of course I take her to her room, or I try to look for her. I was like, where's your room? She goes, I don't know. I'm like, fuck, I can't. I look at the living room. Okay, I can leave her in the living room. Perfect. This woman, bro, she falls over and knocks over the TV. I'm just like, fuck, I hope her roommates are here so they can take care of her. Turns out her roommates are not there, so I'm like, fuck. And she's kind of giving me those like doomy eyes, and she's like, come lay. And I was like, no, I can't lay down. You can lay down. I'm gonna be right back. And she's like, wait, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, we're gonna be right back. Like, Maya, were you waiting for Maya, right? She goes, oh my, because her friend, I'll just call her Megan. Megan, yeah, we'll change that name real quick. She's like, oh yeah, I'm waiting for Megan. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go get Megan. I'm gonna go look for her, and I'm gonna bring back all the party back. Is that cool? And she's like, oh yeah, I can stay here. I was like, you can stay here and you can wait for us. Okay. And I was like, perfect, fucking perfect. So I leave, I lock her door, I close it locks, and I was like, okay, now I know for a fact this bitch is not leaving anywhere. Thank God to the Uber driver who was like, you know what, yo, you're a really good person for that. Like, I just don't want taking drunk people, because if she gets hurt, that's on me. And I was like, I fully understand that. I thank you for giving me the ride back. I really appreciate that. I gave him a $20 tip. He gets me back to the party. Everybody's cheering like, oh bro, did you smash? And of course they're drunk, so I don't blame them, because I'm pretty sure if they were sober they would be like, bro, that's disgusting. Shout out to my new BFF. He was like, yo, you didn't smash her. I was like, no, fuck no, dude. I made sure she got home. I dropped her ass off, and I fucking went back in the Uber. And he was like, good, because, you know, like, that's good character, man. Like, you know, any man, like any weirdo or any like weak-willed person probably would have made a move or something. And I'm like, what the like, really? He goes, hey man, LA is a weird place. Okay. And I was like, yeah, LA is a weird place. And I was like, what the fuck? And then a lot of the coworker girls, like a lot of the girls at the party were like, you took her home and you came back. They're like, yeah, like the Uber driver came in clutch. Like, he really was gonna bring me back, and all I had to do was make sure she got home safe. And they're like, that's really sweet of you. Like, you really are. Like, that's like really great. That's gentlemanly. And I'm like, oh, thank you, but I mean, that's normal stuff. Like, I'm a big brother. Like, I have 3 younger sisters, 2 who are 18 and 20. They're gonna be 19, gonna be 22. So for me, like, this is no different than if they were drunk. I'd hope that somebody who they can trust, or somebody that they met at a party who was like truly like in like keeping their best interest in check, would do the exact same thing and make sure that they get home safe, and not go in a way that is like, not take advantage of them, in the sense, if you guys know what I mean. I don't want to say that word right now because I'm mentioning my own sisters. But yeah, and I would hope that karma gets translated for them for a day, but they need that for them. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I do hope for in my karma circle going around. So, like, of course everyone's giving me praise, and I'm like, I really don't feel like I need the praise. Like, I was just here to make sure people got home safe. That was my job. And plus, I was meeting a new friend, and I was kind of excited because I really wanted to meet my friend who I play video games on with. If you guys keep up with my channel, it's my friend Demon. And I was like, all right, I get to meet Demon today. This is gonna be dope. Like, I can't wait to see her. And her roommate is the one who was friends with the drunk girl. So I get here, I'm like, all right, perfect. I'm about to hang out. I let the friend know, like, hey, where's Maya? I'm like, or Megan. Sorry, keep using her name, Megan. And I'm like, Megan, I got her home safe. She's fine. Don't worry about that. And she's like, oh my God, you're fucking amazing. Thank you for doing it for me. And I was like, there's no problem. I make sure she's safe. You can text her in the morning. And she's like, dude, I don't even want to talk to her ever again. She was way too out of the blue. I was like, it's fine. Like, it's a party. Like, I understand. We're getting let loose. Like, it is what it is. And then, of course, me and her, like, had our own moments. But, like, those moments were, I told myself, no, like, she's also intoxicated too. Like, there's a lot of moments that happen where, like, make a move, something could occur. There's that, like, little, like, in a video game when you press the button on time, and then, you know, the sequences happen. It's kind of like that. And like you have a moment where, like, it's like, do you do this, do that? And I have to be the better person. I have to be the responsible person. I'm like, no, I can't be doing this. No, I can't be doing this. I have to be responsible. And I think I really do appreciate that. Like, that a lot of people did see that and appreciated me for doing like that. Like, I never, like, wanted to be praised, but I'm happy that a lot of people, like, told me, like, you know, like, bro, you're a really good guy, dude. Like, you real easily could have gotten this person or this person, but you made sure that Gerard was okay, because, again, my buddy got really drunk. I wanted to make sure if he was okay. I I wanted to meet my friend for the first time. Me and her finally met. That was fun. That was amazing. Like, I wanted to have a good time, but at the same time too, I had to be the more responsible one, since it's not because like I'm his friend or anything, but only because someone has to be the voice of reason. If I have like a little bit of reasoning left, a little bit of logic, anything that I'm able to decipher what's good or bad, or what can be into a sticky situation, I have to be able, like, since I'm able to translate this, I'm able to separate this. I'm able to understand, like, I'm not like drunk or passed out, like, or like even gone. Like, I have my reasoning here and my wits with me. It's kind of up to me. It does fall upon me because I'm more aware than everybody else. So it was a lot of night of me talking to people, making sure my buddy was okay, talking to my friend, making sure she's not drinking too strong because she gets drunk easily for the first time. I wanted it to be I'll admit it, I wanted it to be special. I wanted to meet her and like actually be able to vibe and talk. And kind of sucks because I was out and about running around making sure that the drama that was going on wasn't spilling over and wasn't really ruining the party. And I'll get into that stuff because that drama is like, that's the topic I really want to talk about when it comes to things about what this episode is going to be about. Long story short, yeah, I was Mama Bear and I was trying to be friendly, and I think I managed to, like, I did a lot of work that night, and I'm happy that I was able to, do what I can to keep certain events from getting out of hand. But, I'm really proud of myself. I think that's the one thing I want to taking big in consideration is the responsibility I put on myself, and the responsibility that I didn't run away from, because I could easily just been like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to get fucked up too. So I have an excuse on why I couldn't be someone who had to babysit. But at the same time too, I know myself better, and I was like, no, if you're the person who, if you have still a little bit of wits, you have to do what you have to do. And sometimes what you have to do is be responsible, and that's exactly what I did. What else? And yeah, again, all in all, that night was amazing. It was fun. I'm really happy I got to meet the homegirl Demon. She's definitely funny, wild, even though I did get more compliments about myself first. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, and the next thing I want to talk about, because that was the topic of this topic was just about being responsible. To wrap up this point is, like, sometimes there's moments where we have to be able to step up because we're the only ones who can step up. We're not stepping up because why do we have to? It's not my place. These are not my friends. Like, I should just be equally as ignorant. But sometimes just because you're aware, just because you have like the ability to be responsible, you have to be responsible. And I think I pray that any people in this similar situations like this, they would understand, you know what, like, I can't be doing weird shit, I can't be doing fuck shit. Like, I have to be responsible, and I have to be able to decipher those moments of, like, when to have fun and when to be I have to be responsible. You can mix both, but like, I couldn't be ignorant. I had to be very responsible and lucid and be aware of everything that was happening around me. So, like, yeah, I just pray that people in any situation similar to this would do something similar. They wouldn't be total scumbags, take advantage of a person. They won't, be opportunists and just take what they want and ignore their responsibilities when they're a parent, or when they come into fruition for them in certain situations like this. I just hope, like, people understand, like, there's moments when you have to be the party animal, and there's moments when you have to be the mama bear, there's the DD that doesn't need a driver, that doesn't need a friend. You know what I'm saying? I hope that a lot of people can be that in those moments. The next thing I wanted to talk about was is the courtesy of friendship and love and everything. And I know a lot of people always say they're all's fair in love and war, and even I say that shit like a good amount of times. But there are rules to the exception. There are rules when there's certain things that we don't do as friends to other friends, and there's sometimes moments where, like, even like we have to get the okay from a friend, or we have to get the confirmation from a friend if something that we're doing inflicts what they're gonna do, and let them know, like, this is why I'm gonna do it. And a simple conversation could easily just fix any misunderstanding or fix any problem that would occur from these type of moments. So the drama that really happened, and this is like I'm not going to use names, but what occurred was there was a woman at the party who one of the persons had an eye on for the longest time, and you know, he was putting in work, he was talking to her, and this girl was, you know, looks like she was giving signals back, like she was kind of feeling, but due to events of the party, like a lot of people kept interrupting their little vibe hangouts or stuff, and eventually it got to the point where the girl was kind of feeling one of the other people at the party, and when the other person, you know, was getting those vibes back, he was testing the waters, being like, oh, like, aren't you into so and so? And that girl had the nerve to be like, no, I'm not really into him, we're just friends, I don't really even see him that way. And kind of just like, for like, it's just the idea of like, is it okay if I make a move because she's not into you, or is it, no, I liked her and you have to respect that and not go after her even if she wants you more than anything? And one person would say, it depends on your mindset and how you look at the situation. If you look at it through a person who's like, friends, you know, bros before hoes, you're like, you know what, yeah, like, I'm not gonna be, I couldn't do that to my boy, even though she's not really his girl, he did like her a lot, that I'm gonna be respectful and step back, because I wouldn't want him to do that with the girl I liked. And then there's another mindset of like this, nah bro, you know, bitches, like, if you can get yours, go get your nut, and you know, fuck these hoes. And it's just the battle of these two different mindsets that really painted that night and painted that situation. And you can't really assume those ideals or those mindsets onto other people. And I think that's what caused the most drama that night, is there was too many assumptions of like, oh, like, you should have known like not to do this, while the other person was like, well, at the end of the day, like, shouldn't you have just let me do this because this person wasn't really like into you? Like, it's hard, and it really painted like who's in the right and who's in the wrong. I think the broadest expression of it is there's no wrong in this, because there's like everyone, you know, no one was wrong, no one really wronged anybody truly. Like, it was just a big miscalculation on everyone's part. People assumed that they would have like this ethical code or this mindset of like, well, because I liked her, you're not allowed to touch her. Well, then the mindset was, well, because she didn't like you and she wasn't into you, I had every right to like go after her. Like, it was basically her saying she curved you and she's into me. And then this idea of like, well, I can, as long as somebody doesn't reveal their feelings to me, I can still play along like I don't know. And it's just horrible things, man. It just kind of sucks, and it paints this whole disgusting situation that occurred. If for someone who's been on both of these situations, it's hard to forgive somebody that you consider a friend after you let them know about a person. But it's also hard to be able to understand, like, you know, at the end of the day, this girl is just a girl. She's not like anything. Like, it's not like you were dating her. Like, you put the whole situation to a logistical aspect. You're like, you weren't dating her. She wasn't into you. You guys went out like once. Like, there's like, and I didn't know that there was, you know, there was conversations happening for like weeks on end. Like, because I don't know any of this, like, I assumed this was just a quick one and done, like, for you, or this was a quick, let me try to see was good kind of thing. While on the other hand, for someone who considers this person like a true friend, you would assume that if you told your friend like, hey, like, don't touch her because I really like her and I'm about her. And you know, again, for somebody coming at them with this mindset of like he's my friend, he should respect that would make sense. But if you have a different mindset than that, and your mindset is like, oh, it's all women are up for grabs, it doesn't matter who gets her, it just matters who's sleeping with her, it's like whoever wins that night kind of thing. It's a hard thing, because it's like you can't really project mindsets on the people. You can't even really read somebody else's mindset. You think that some people have limits, but to you sometimes you're like, I don't see the harm in this. Like, it wasn't even like that big of a deal. Well, for some other people, this was the hugest of deals. And this is what really like made me want to talk about this today, was these two topics at hand. Is like, is it right to make that move? Is it right to, you know, be like, you know what, she doesn't like my boy, I'm gonna shoot my shot now, and if she's into it, she's into it. And the hardest thing in the world is understanding. And then there's the other thing of like, you're my boy, you should have, if I liked her, that should have been, enough warning to say, don't go after her, don't sleep with her. Even though she says she doesn't like me, you should still respect that fact, that, because you're my friend, that you wouldn't, I would expect you not to do that. And both sides of people would, like, anybody would be like, oh, you're selfish because you want all the women to yourself. Or another person would be like, you're mean because that's your friend and you should have known better and you should have respected that fact that he wouldn't do that to you. And again, these are two different like mentalities, because on one hand, you can be like, yes, although she wasn't my girlfriend, she still meant a lot to me and I was still talking to her, and that to me, that is disrespectful. And then another person could have the mindset of like, especially on the opposite end, would be like, well, if you got her and I didn't get her, I would be sad, but I wouldn't be like throwing a fit like this, or like, or if you did this to me, I wouldn't have cared. Or on the other hand, for the other ideal of, if I did this to you, it would hurt me. Like, like these are two different mindsets coming from basically two different worlds, and to assume that the other person would have that same mindset it's troublesome, because you don't know. And I think that's the best way of like I always say, guys, communication is the key to all relationships. And even if it's just a friendship is still a relationship. I told both of them, and I think I told both of them, like, if you guys communicated, hey, look, better, I guarantee this situation wouldn't have occurred. If you would have communicated like, hey, I really like her a lot, I've been texting her, I'm kind of really feeling her, and I'm really like getting feelings, the other party would have been like, oh my God, like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, I'm not gonna go and pursue that at all. And on the other hand, if the other party would just be like, hey man, like, she's not really feeling you from when I was talking, and yeah, she's not really feeling you, she said she's been saying this and that, and is it okay if I shoot my shot now, because it's really seeming like she's not really caring about that, then maybe things would have worked out. It's really interesting how some of these situations could have been fixed, or could have been easily reprimanded if communication was just there. And now that because it wasn't, it ended in a messier mess, and it ended in almost a fight and a lot of argumentation and a lot of like sour grapes, and it was just not pretty, and it was all really avoidable. And that's what really pains me, is how avoidable all of this really was. And it really, sorry, I was distracted by something, but it really does pain me how communication really could have really just made this whole situation better. How communication really could have kept that friendship from going in that kind of degree, in a sense. I don't know if you guys understand that. Sorry, I'm trying to do something real quick. Okay, there we go. Give me a minute. There we go. But yeah, to make it my biggest advice for people who end up in situations like this are communication. I can say 5,000 times, and I feel like a lot of people don't even fucking listen. It's just, be aware of your friends' feelings. I don't know, ask them, talk to them, engage with them in the fact like, hey dude, like, I know you had your eye on her, but like how much are you really into her? Or it's not disrespectful to ask. It really isn't, because it's more disrespectful to assume. Again, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Like, to assume that, it made the whole situation like less enjoyable than it really should have been. But altogether, guys, like, this is gonna be a short episode because I'm tired. I need to take a nap before my work, so I just wanted to make this quick little, like, I don't even say throwaway episode, just a very like real episode. You can tell like I'm tired by the way I keep repeating myself and the way I was talking in circles for a while. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to say, like, if you're in a situation like this, you could communicate with your friend, trade information. Maybe this will help you guys be like, oh, okay. Maybe your friend will like, you know what, dude, like, I'd really respect it if he didn't hit it tonight, because I really like her a lot, even though she's not into me. I don't want to know that you had sex with her. All right, fair game. And another friend, maybe this situation could have been different, where the friend could have been like, you know what, bro, like, thank you for like letting me know. The fact that she doesn't want me, just, all right, that's fine. You shoot your shot, bro. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time anymore on a person who, doesn't see me that way. You know what I'm saying? Or I know her true feelings now. I feel better. Like, I'd rather just, she's just a girl. Like, that kind of stuff could have really been established if communication was there, or even just apparent enough to where, oh, okay. Like, again, don't assume things, guys. Don't assume too much, because if you assume that the other person's gonna be fine with it, you're using that as an excuse you're gonna use that as an excuse for the negative consequences that will occur from those situations. You don't know what's gonna happen because of a selfish thing you wanted. The best thing you could do is just ask and then go from there. Whether it's the desired outcome you want or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is preserving the relationship that you have now, and not letting it go because someone has different ideals or somebody wants something different. But anyways, guys, this is gonna be it for the podcast. It was only half long. You're welcome. I might just do 30-minute episodes now because it's easier, and doing a whole hour like emotionally exhausts me. But yeah, guys, I'm back. I'm gonna try to get back on schedule with everything else, with all the videos, so be on the lookout for that. This is your boy Papi Wolf saying peace out. Remember, go for G.O.A.T, and 1,000 subscribers. Check you guys later. And you know what, this will be the question of the week. What would you guys do in this situation where, if your buddy liked a girl and she wasn't feeling him but feeling you? What would you do? Let me know in the comment section below. Peace out, y'all. Much love. Peace and love.